Hello everybody, how are we doing? Want to see a new force trick I'm training in? That I managed to use the force. Which, I'm kidding. I think it's the best optical illusion ever because it's so smooth that you wouldn't notice, which you can see obviously this is barely standing. So I have this leaning against the thing, the actual, what do you call it, desk, and then this guy's just barely leaning on it. And that's not leaning on anything. As you can see, the point of contact is right there. So, hope you didn't get seasick. I thought it was pretty cool. I just ended up putting my staff and putting my saber that I am currently borrowing. It is a Ultra Sabers V3. Of course, the dark side, because dark side is best. Oh, I'm kidding. Really, they're something that was revealed unto me through meditation was that there is only the force. There is only the cosmos or the universe. Light side and dark side. Oh, hello. Mentalities are very, very dogmatic and very constricting, which I never really agreed with them anyways. Today I'm going to talk about artist and I guess a little bit of the gray force. What does gray mean? There's constantly, I think, a lot of questions and a lot of frowning on gray. I don't really fall upon, I won't call myself a gray Jedi just because of the philosophy that I personally have liked, and I'm a sentinel. I train in many different things. I go from being an entrepreneur and letting my passion flow and being an artist, as well as being a successful business person. And it's all, business like having a job, while also letting passion thrive. And they say there's passion, there's no passion, there's serenity. And what that means is through following my passion, I'm so happy and so serene. And through passion, there was also a bounce in my step. Through passion, I find strength. Through strength, I find victory, which eventually, knowledge is power and getting to know oneself. And, I think there's a lot of stipulations about both sides, but gray is something in between. And I've always been a gray force to start with. I listen to the force, not saying that Jedi or Sith don't. Some of the Sith that I know or have interacted with are very, 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 very successful business people. It's not that they go around being a-holes or being vampire jerks. Really, it's the key to success. And the Sith path to me, if I were gonna, say what it means. Remember in the canon, there's a story about Darth Vectus, the Sith that did no evil. He used the dark side to learn how to be successful, did a mining company or something on asteroids. And that's the kind of Sith I wanted to be. And that's what that path meant to me. Everybody has darkness. Really, it's looking at the darkness and accepting it and choosing to work through it. And there's a self-evolution that starts to happen. And I've been starting to get to know myself in a very, very intimate way. And sometimes I don't even want to get to know those parts of myself, at first. I think we also end up demonizing parts of ourselves. Like, oh, it's too taboo to follow your passion. It's too rude to say no and to choose your own path because people judge you because you're an outside stimuli, right? We're all kind of outside stimuli to each other. Well, maybe some similarities. Everyone is completely diverse. One time, when I was studying the Jedi, now I kind of just study whatever I really want to, whenever I'm drawn into. I went to an open house at Naropa, and when I stepped on the grounds, I knew that is where I needed to be, and that's a path that I could go down. And we went into the psychology they had a sample class, and so we had psychology, and they were asking, is everybody the same? And being my Jedi self, I'm gonna be like, yes, everybody's the same because we all start on equal grounds. But the question was wrong. While there may be perceived similarities, everyone is completely unique and different and one of a kind. And that's something that I think I kind of started to lose sight of, and I was kind of starting to quack like a Jedi. I call it quacking like a Jedi. And what she said really kind of challenged me on a couple other things too. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I learned about the brain. There's your fear part. There's your part that is more of in the executive. There's a part that's kind of in the middle. I think your frontal cortex is the one that you use in executive. I was trying to remember everything. If I'm wrong, you're just going to have to, don't quote me. Like, I'm not saying like I know it, okay? But it was interesting because I was able to relate and be able to. Then we had this exercise. I love Naropa because they teach us things, but so mindful. And there's an energy there. I'm a yogi. I like spirituality. That's why I was drawn to becoming an in real life Sith or Jedi. Now I just say Sentinel. And it's super interesting because I've been studying spiritual ascension for a while. And was drawn into the Force community. So hey, excuse me. And I started to meditate and realize there's a balance. And both, if you're saying you have to pick one side or the other, that's so restricting and it's so silly. In real life, you'll have people that, I've had a Sith tell me, which is a troll, by the way, and has gotten bans from before. I have no idea why that person is actually part of the council, but life goes on. And there are some people in your life who are just naysayers. There's a lot of projecting too. I had another time where I was down at a kava place down in Boulder for some fire spinning. I fire spin my staff, which currently, a review on the wizard staffs. Eventually, the electrical tape kind of starts to get wonky. And actually so I left my staff there one time. I think somebody actually picked at it. So this is why, I'm kind of mad that somebody just decided to pick at the tape, right? So I don't want to burn it because I don't want to damage it. So I'm going to find some electrical tape or ask them to fix it, or either ask them what kind of tape they use so I can fix it myself. But sometimes the tape, it'll kind of start to unwind and do weird things. You get bubbles in there, which that's not the case with this staff, but sometimes that'll happen, which I love Wizards of Flow. Wizards of Flow, I like their wicks. They make me happy. They have this, I'm going to be getting a dragon staff. I'm going to treat myself for my birthday. That's all the way in April, not now. I mean, it's only February, but I'm super stoked because I'm going to celebrate my birthday, in small doses, so it can be spread out. I'm going to be 25 this year. Shh, I'm just kidding. I don't care. I don't care. And I'm super stoked because 2020 is magical. I keep saying that, and it's so true. First of all, it told me that I was passionless. The starting to study in the Sith philosophy for a little bit. I started learning from someone who's not an Order of the Sith, and I'd been studying that for a couple months. And he told me that no one can make you want to study your darkness, and no one can make you. And so I was kind of going back and forth. I definitely felt twisted about, which side. Or I can really pick a side because I was something completely, totally different. And it taught me that I was passionless, that I was not following my passion. I wanted to, but I think when there's not enough work, there's not enough play with the work, right? It feels super vampiric. It feels like you're just a zombie and you're walking around. What's in your head? In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. I mean, that's not on key. That sucks. But to me, it was fun. And I'm gonna go look back and see how that sounds just for fun. Because I was having fun, and I just go and let it run, we flow and glow, we never slow. People staring at me be like, oh no, I don't know, I tried. All you can do is try. I think we all start by trying. Then we have learning experiences, then we end up doing. Try, there's no try. There's only do. Which that's that wisdom that I got from that saying. Sith philosophy really helped me to study and really be able to focus on myself and start going after what I really want in life versus doing stuff I never really cared about or wanted to do. And not just that, you start getting really angular. It's also being super focused. And I feel like I start resembling the shark energy, which when you believe in spiritual animals and the totems, shark is very, very aggressive. Shark gets everything done. Like that is something I was actually fearing my own power, fearing my own knowledge. Oftentimes we fear what is most closest to us, what resembles us. And I think people also making movies like Jaws, seeing that at age 8, where the mouth comes open and oftentimes it's scary. Let's say it's traumatizing. I mean, that was 9, pardon me. Regardless, it was 8 or 9 or before I was 10 years old, so whatever. And that did not help. I was afraid of the ocean because I was afraid a shark would come up and get me. Which then I started watching videos about people swimming alongside sharks, and that was kind of cool. Because I'm just like, someday I want to face my fear, maybe, and go swim with sharks. Yeah, let's just go and jump in the tank. That'll be a thrill ride. I don't know, quite literally. I do like whale sharks though. Not all sharks are dangerous. A really great whites, it's more of a mako that's a big ass boy. You don't want to get attacked by a mako. I think it's like half the time sharks just think you're a seal, and very rarely will they actually attack people. And the reason also why it's getting so frequent too is because people are going into the ocean more. And so that draws them in. And that's kind of, people also like chum the waters and, defect sharks, like, but whatever, humans. I don't know, it's kind of silly, but, but someday I want to do that. Don't know when, because I'm still petrified. As you can see, there's fear in my eyes. But maybe someday. I would like to be bold. Like, I'm gonna go swim with some sharks. It'd be really cool to swim with manta rays. Oh. They have this ancient energy that I think would be really cool to see. They're so big too. Like, oh my gosh. So I ended up doing some meditation because I wasn't quite sure where to go in life. There's a fork in the road, so to say, and it's whether I wanted to train and do the warrior path that I've done before. You start getting into past life regressions and meditating and past life regressions. Often some of those programming are still in the mind sometimes. And, or to go go continue to work hard and, write more music and start recording stuff and releasing and still going to do open mics as well, and seeing where that goes, and do some fire flow. And there's a retreat that I want to go to that would be so life changing and transformational. So I have time, and I'm just kind of, I want to do some traveling during the summer. I can see myself on a tour bus. I can see myself going around the world and, the US and whoa. I want to sing at Red Rocks, and I actually did, not as a famous person, but the acoustics there are fun. And we had a drumming circle that people were watching, and you have other people there who sometimes bring violins. A friend named Tego did that. She did that one time, and there's always a lot of people who do the summer, training up there. My sister would do training for track and sports over at the Red Rocks. I think just walking up all those stairs is is definitely a workout. Oh man, it's almost like before concert, just go get a workout and you're great. You are rocking and ready to go. Like, fuck yes. You just have a lot of nervous energy. Go around the stairs. But it's also a really great place to meditate. I can see myself in of course cat ears. I want to get these cat ears because I want to do DJ stuff too. So do live looping and of course have these glow in the dark cat ears and some sort of onesie that's super, super awesome. Then I also want to have time to do sound healing workshops. And anyways, I can foresee myself doing all this. So now it's just if you can dream it and you know that you can achieve it, keep working on it. Music is frequency. Music is, I think it's a very, very warrior pathway for me. People told me I couldn't do it. It's not practical. I think people try to dissuade me. And there's parts of me that will even try to, I'll have self-doubt, I'll have anxiety, I feel like I'm not good enough all the time. Or maybe like I'm not worthy, or there's always someone better, or that used to be a thing when I was younger. And, now it's just, I'm good enough. I'm going to continue to learn and grow and get even better. And I'm going to be in front of thousands of people in the future. And I really want to go to music festivals and, perform there and also do fire spinning and again, do sound healing workshops and teaching the art, passing around the knowledge and making myself, why do I seek fame? I think all of us do for a certain extent, but if not, then comment down below, correct me. I think it would be really cool, whether I'm famous or not. I would like to influence a lot of people in a very, very transformational way, that I have a light and I can share it. And I'd like to. It's not a could have, should have, maybe. It's I want to, and so I will. And so where there's a will, then there's a way. And I know that I'm unique. I know that I am not of this world. A lot of people spend time, I think, bullying me and making fun of me for that. A lot of people will say, especially in past experiences, they're like, your English doesn't make sense. Or when I type in my journals, they're like, I can't understand you. And I'm just like, I'm speaking the same exact language you guys are speaking. And I'm realizing that it was trolling. And I think I get a lot of flack and a lot of judgmental people already that I'm just like, well, okay. There's a lot of cosplay Satan, a lot of cosplay Jedi. We call them dress-ups. And it's interesting because I got bullied by a lot of those people. And there are times where I don't even want to go on the internet. I didn't want to go on Discord. I didn't want to sign on to Force Academy because it just had a bad taste in my mouth. And no, was it anyone in particular on Force Academy? Absolutely not. It's like the admins and the umbrella group that they're under, the IGF. International Jedi Federation, which it's not them. It's just like, well, I don't like one of the people actually because he bans me, which I know it's repealed, but I'm not going to go back. I'm not speaking out against them. I'm just sharing my experience. I think they let a lot of bad behavior go, and it bothers me. But there's always going to be people in your life who try to beat you down. It's their life mission to go around making people feel bad or making them feel like they don't belong in the circle. And because I vibe on such a high frequency, I don't end up making a lot of people, the energy that we put out, the vibes. A lot of people, I think, well, I don't think, I know, don't end up being drawn to me because I'm so up there that, like, I'm not saying I'm better. Everyone is on their own unique frequency. But again, I'm not in this world. So it's kind of like, there's only a few select people that have actually really, and 95% of the world does not give a rat's ass about you. There's a 5% that do, or, are mutual, and I think they're always kind of there in one way. And then there's the 2% or 1% that you actually end up finding meaningful, impactful relationships, friendships, acquaintanceships. It kind of just depends. And maybe someday, I'll actually get married and have little kids. Like, oh my God, imagine little me's running around. Holy crapola. Not now, but I imagine that maybe someday I may be in a relationship, which who knows? You know what I mean? We all end up finding love. I believe that love is for everyone, and there's a unique, special someone for everyone. Every single experience that we have brings us closer. There's so many life lessons, I think, and I know that I've learned from those. And it taught me to follow my instinct. It taught me to not take anybody's crap. Because I'm a healer, because I have that energy that somehow makes people feel good. Like, not even, sexually, like just being around me. People like, I like being around you. And I'm just like, yeah, everybody does. I mean, of course I don't say that, but I'm a healer. So I attract a lot of wounded and divorced men. And that's like automatically a red flag. And I'm just like, yeah. I'm just like, hey, go away. Like, fuck off, I actually haven't met a person who's not ever been married that actually wants to be in a relationship with me. And most people want me for my body than the actual self, which when they tell you they love you, you'll be able to tell. Like when they love you for some sort of you that they're seeing that they like, that versus I think the actual authentic cosmic self that a lot of people just cannot grasp and can't see. And that's okay. But it's been interesting. Kind of disappointing that, I've been, with Valentine's Day, I was meditating a lot on some past stuff. Then was working through a lot of, lately it's going to be a lot of past paradigms, which either to come to terms with or accept and work through and let it go. You're shedding a lot of what you don't need anymore for the next the next stage of your life. Oh my gosh. Guys, I cannot talk today. I already stuttered horribly to this one person. I was like, how are you? And I have no idea. I was trying to get the hi, how, and somehow that was just really silly, very, 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 very silly. It was oh boy. Yeah. Ooh, I like this house. It's fun. Ken was telling me about apartments. The so many people are moving into Denver that I almost want to move out. Their housing and everything is inflated, super stupid. And I'm so grateful to be where I am. But yeah. Anyways, so it's a small topic right there. And all I can say is I also think a lot of people look at me and they think I'm invincible. And, people are like, how do you go sing? And I'm just like, I just do. And, I wish to say that as an artist, I'm not complaining. Like, I want people to know that I'm not complaining, but I want people to understand that I am still human. I think I wish to let people know that sometimes coming out with my songs, which I love it, by the way. I hope that people will love them as much as I did, and not everyone's gonna love them, but you get what I mean. I'm not complaining about, that. It's that, I'm still human. I have so many different emotions that I'm working through. And, some of the songs are made when you have those emotions too. You can almost channel them and you're like, oh, heck yeah, today's inspiration. I've been writing songs like mad, actually. We're all quite mad. We all have a really creative streak. And that's what makes you special and unique too. You think on a whole another awesome level. Robin Williams once said that. We all have a mad streak. Not to lose it. Or something like that, something along the lines of that. Robin Williams was like one of my favorite people that I wish I could have met. Do you ever have those dreams where you want to meet people and you wonder, you want to shake the hands or get an autograph from someone famous that inspired you? It'd be really cool to have met him. But fate had other plans. I definitely want to meet Aurora. She is super inspiring. She's like this cosmic goddess energy, and it's really refreshing. I actually ran into one of her songs on YouTube by chance. Like it was there one day, and I'm just like, absolutely, I am vibing this music. Excuse me. No. Meow. Okay, so I'm currently also multitasking today. Ooh. I'm thinking about going to this vampire ball, which means I dress up, I wear a dress, and I have fun. Vampire ball I've never been to. I've been wanting to have that experience. All I can say is follow your dreams. I'm gonna wrap this up. Follow your dreams and believe in yourself. And I think it's okay for me personally to realize it's okay to have emotion. It's okay to feel self-doubt. And when I'm going through that, keep going on and almost find affirmations to pull myself out of there. And always be kind. And if not, then everyone makes mistakes. I mean, again, I'm a human. Everyone's human, right? And just believe in yourself. And the only, not everyone's going to believe in you. But what matters most importantly is the self. And if you can see it, you can dream it, you can achieve it. And by doing a lot of hard work and continuing to not give up and put all of yourself in there, you have to really, really want it. And I think it's one of those things where there's a saying that when you find your passion, you'll never end up working a day in your life. And I'm going to leave that up to you to decipher what that means. I think it's very, very different to each individual. But being different or being the lone warrior and, martial arts and meditation actually goes into, I forgot to tell you, I'm a warrior artist because warriorship goes into chasing after what you want, not chasing, but continuously going after what you want, believing in yourself and loving yourself unconditionally and learning to accept all these parts of you that are very, very precious. So to wind this up also on Gray, sorry guys, I'm not quite sure about this video, but it's a start. Gray is a balance. It's something I feel that is very in between both of these sides. And I don't really see it as sides. I see it more of when you put those together, there's this cosmos, there's this sky, and there really is no limits. And it's like a combination of both. And it's absolutely beautiful. And so that is all I'm going to say. May the force be with you guys. This ends today's video of Meowings.